Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game. I'm actually not all too big on merchandise or replicas, but there's something about Majora's Mask that makes me want to own every item. I remember finding out paper crafts were a thing, and making a Majora's Mask and a Mask of Truth before the printer ran out of ink. And now, years later, after having stumbled upon Studson Studio through my siblings, I was inspired to try my hand at actually making one of the crafts that I had had my eyes on all those years ago. But imagine my surprise when I go to look for instructions on how to make one, and there isn't really. There's pictures of them having been made, but not exact kind of measurements and how to go about making this happen. So while I'm no professional, hopefully this will inspire you to make something of your own. So today we'll be making something everyone loves. Yes, that's right. The very iconic, very memorable nodding head cow. These cute little cows sit in every house in Clocktown, which isn't really surprising. Just look at them. They're so cute. Of course they're in every home. And I want one in my home. I used some ready board foam, needle nose pliers, a marker, an X-Acto knife, scissors, tape, and a hot glue gun. I wanted this cow pretty big, but not too big. This 5x7 canvas was a good jump off point. Alright, so here's all the pieces I used. The sides, the front, the back, the top and the bottom, the legs, the feet, the head, the tail, and finally the 5 neck pieces, which, ignore the measurements on it, those aren't correct. You take the sides, the bottom, the back, and the front. Place the bottom piece down, and then you add on the sides, gluing along the red lines. You bring over the back, glue on that red mark, and then glue up the sides. Then you bring over the front, glue it to the base, and then glue it up the sides as well. Now put the cow to the side, and we'll start working on the legs. Now you're going to need the feet and the legs. You put 1 foot piece down, grab 4 leg pieces, and then start gluing them on. Do this 3 more times, and you will have 4 sturdy cow legs. Alright, now, bring over the cow, bring over the legs, start gluing those on to the bottom of the cow. He should start looking a little something like this. Alright, take the 3 tail pieces, and then start gluing those together. And then you take the tail piece, and glue that to the back of the cow. Now you could technically not cut out the neck hole and then have a small piece of foam and attach the head to that and then just attach that to the body. But I really wanted him to nod, so I persisted. I took a small piece of wire, bent it into a circle, and that'll be glued on the inside of the torso. And now it's time to make the neck. So you take a neck piece, put it down, grab another one, glue them together on the red line, grab the third, glue it down as well. Now take the small square piece and attach that to the 3 other pieces, and you'll have something that looks like a small drawer. Take the small drawer and attach it to the headpiece. And now for the final piece of the neck, which is where the hook will be. Bend a piece of wire and put it into the 5th piece of the neck, about in the middle. And then you're going to need to place something into the drawer part of the neck to help with the weight distribution. Place the hook piece into the drawer, glue it closed, and make sure that you're happy with how the cow nods. So I decided to go the extra mile. Bend a little bit of wire, make a ring, put that with a bit of foam, and then I covered the ring in hot glue so that I'd be able to paint it later. At this point, I put the second body piece on the top and glued it down. I should have painted the inside black before I did that. I was not smart. And now it is time to paint.
Can you see anything?
Nothing. There's nothing. Wait.
I gave the ring and the cow 1 tiny coat of gesso, mostly on the hot glue. I used a long brush and some watered down paint to finally get the inside of the cow black, and then painted the outside with a mixture of cream, white, and gray.
This is the one ring.
And now we need to decide where to put the cow spots. I mostly followed the references when I could. Other times, if there was a big mistake, I covered that. So I painted on all his spots and his eyes, and then I painted his horns a dark brown, and marked a spot for where his nose will go. I painted the ring gold and then glued it in between two small pieces of foam I painted black, because the ring did not want to sit flat against the cow's face. Now if you remember, I put the marble in the middle of the cow's head, because when I had it at the back, the cow kept looking up at the ceiling. But because the ring was now an added weight, the cow kept looking down. So I took a bit of wire and glued that to the back of the base. Needless to say, that wasn't enough weight. So I went with my first idea of just covering the back in a bunch of glue. And that was it. That was the last thing I needed to fix. Oh my goodness, he turned out so well. I'm just honestly surprised I got him to work. Like, the paint lines aren't perfect, but he nods. Oh my gosh. And he's so cute. It's a surprise. I would say the part that took the longest was cutting out all the pieces. This project took about 2 days, and most of the first day was just cutting out all the pieces. And we got him done just in time for Christmas. What do you think, little cow?
Wow.
Another big shout out to Stetson Studio. Without his work, I would never have attempted this. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a happy new year.